Hey y'all, how are all my beautiful friends doing? I hope you all had a great week and I hope you all have a great weekend. Spend time outside. It's almost spring. I'm so happy. But today's video is going to be another missing person on Timothy Pitzen. On May 11th, 2011, a 6-year-old little boy Timothy was dropped off at kindergarten by his dad, James. About an hour or so after, Timothy's mom, Amy, came and picked him up from school and took him on a 3-day journey and has not been seen since then. Amy's body was later found in a motel of Rockford, Illinois. On May 11th, 2011, when James dropped little Timothy off at kindergarten, he gave him a hug, said, "I love you." It just felt like any other normal day. And Timothy replied, "I love you too, Dad. I'll see you later." His mom, Amy, went to go pick him up around 8:10, 8:15 in the morning and claimed that there was a family emergency. When James went to go pick Timothy up from his school, like at the end of the day, his school staff ended up telling him that he was already picked up. James was like, "From who?" They told him, obviously, his wife came to pick him up, so he ended up calling his wife several times, and she never answered the phone. It just went straight to voicemail. At 10 a.m., Amy dropped her car off at a repair shop, and one of the staff ended up taking the two to Brookfield Zoo. They both returned to pick up the vehicle at 3 p.m. and then they drove to Key Lime Cove Resort in Gurnee. They ended up spending the night there, and then on May 12th, they went to Kalahari Resort in Wisconsin. They were both seen there on security cameras checking in the resort the next day, and Timothy seemed happy. You can see him in the lobby playing with his trucks, just not a care in the world. He was with his mom, you know what I mean? Of course, you just think, oh, this is a great day. As a 6-year-old, I get checked out from school early, we go to the zoo, and you're doing all these fun activities with your mom. On May 12th, finally, Amy gives someone a call. She calls her brother-in-law, James's brother. She also calls her mom, tells them they're not in danger and they are safe. Her cell phone records ended up showing that she was northwest of Sterling, Illinois on Route 40. At this point, Amy has still not contacted James, her husband, but his brother did end up saying, "Hey, I talked to Amy. I could hear Timothy in the background. He was playing, and also he was saying he was hungry." Later that day at 7:25 p.m., Amy was seen alone on security cameras at the Family Dollar store in Winnebago, Illinois. She was purchasing a pen, a notebook, and envelopes. Then around 30 minutes later at 8:00 p.m., she was seen again on security cameras at Sullivan's food store without Timothy. At 11:15 that night, Amy checked into Rockford Inn at Rockford, Illinois, and that night or early that next morning, Amy took her own life by slashing her wrist, her neck, and taking antihistamines, so cold medicine. At 12:30 that next day, on May 14th, Amy's body was found by a maid with a note. In that note, Amy said that she apologized for all this mess that she created and that Timothy will never be found, that he is safe and with a family that loves and cares about him. Law enforcement did inspect Amy's SUV, and they said that during this journey, she backed up onto a gravel road, and when she backed up, grass and dirt ended up getting on her bumper. So was this the spot that she exchanged? Well, not exchange, because I don't think she was getting anything in return, but dropped off Timothy to this other family. They also found dried blood on the back seat of Amy's car. Well, one of his family members did confirm that this was from months and months ago, where Timothy had a nosebleed and it ended up getting on the seat. Cops searched for Timothy all along this route, and they never found Timothy, but in 2013, along Route 78, they found Amy's cell phone. James is completely sick at this point. Oh my gosh, this poor man, like, he seems like such a great guy. I've seen some, like, interviews with him and stuff, and this man won't give up in finding his son. He does believe he is out there somewhere, and I agree. I think she did send him off to another family. I do not think she hurt him, but y'all, please keep this man in your thoughts and prayers, because That breaks my heart. I could not imagine, like, you send your child off to school and then the mom comes and picks him up and you never see him again. He's also questioning, like, why would she do this? And he can't help but think if it was because they had marriage problems. Now, a couple years prior to this incident, James caught Amy texting and emailing her ex-husband. James blew up. He ended up saying, it's me or him. You have to choose. There's the door. Get your stuff. Get out. I will get custody of James and you can do whatever you want. But Amy ended up staying. Timothy will be 17 in October. So what he looked like then as a little boy is completely different now, obviously. On April 3rd, 2019, Kentucky residents ended up calling law enforcement because they saw a teenage boy walking on the side of the road and walking over a bridge over the Ohio River. They just felt like somebody needed to go check on him. When police found him, he was shaken up, distraught, and claimed he was Timothy. The Louisville officer of the FBI ended up making a tweet and saying that the boy that they found on the side of the road was not Timothy. Aurora police spokesman Sergeant Bill Rowley said that they are very disappointed and the whole thing was a hoax, but they are diligent on finding where Timothy is. The man claiming to be Timothy was a 23-year-old named Brian Rennie. He was released from Belmont Correctional Institution about a month prior to his claim after serving 14 months on charges of burglary and vandalism out of Medina County. In 2020, Brian was sentenced to 2 years after he pled guilty to aggravated identity theft. Every single day, James checks his phone and waits for that call from Timothy. And I can't imagine, again, how James must have felt when they thought that they had found his son. Deep down inside, I'm sure he was hopeful, skeptical, I'm sure also, but hopeful. You know, he's still very much hopeful. He believes Timothy is alive. He says that he really does not think Amy would hurt him. So it is extremely important that y'all take a very good hard look, screenshot this image of this age progression photo of Timothy. This face is probably extremely close, if not almost accurate, of what he looks like today. I've said this in a previous video of mine about that movie Deep in the Ocean or something like that. It's with Michelle Pfeiffer. I'll leave an image right here if you know what I'm talking about. If y'all have not seen that movie, that is definitely a must-have watched movie.
Is this possible?
He came to the door to mow lawns.
After 9 years,
The fingerprints match.
her son is home.
He doesn't know who we are. He doesn't remember us.
But a house isn't a home
I don't see why I have to live here.
unless the people inside
I've been doing fine without you.
I don't think you have been, Vincent.
are a family.
All I want is for us to be happy.
You'll let me do what I have to do.
Michelle Pfeiffer, The Deep End of the Ocean, rated PG.
It is so good. It gets me into my feelings every single time I watch it. I haven't watched it in a while, but I'm gonna watch it now. But Michelle Pfeiffer's little boy in that movie ended up getting kidnapped, and they moved in years and years later when this little boy was a teenager. He was kidnapped at like 3, and now he's a teenager, and they moved in the same neighborhood. It kind of reminds me of this because there is hope. He could be in that area and you just don't know, you know what I mean? Because he was kidnapped at 6, now he's a teenager, and when you're 6 and a teenager, you don't necessarily look the same. You might have some of the same qualities in your face and stuff, but you're a teenager. If you have any information on this case or you think that you have seen Timothy or anything, please contact Aurora Police at 630-256-5500. Y'all let me know down in the comments what you think about this case, and my thoughts and prayers are with James and that they will find Timothy very, very soon, because there's nothing like a happy ending, and for James to get his son back after so much time has passed would be a dream come true. And if you are not subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a video. Also, give this video a thumbs up and share it wherever you can. It not only helps out my channel, but most importantly, it spreads awareness for Timothy and gets this age progressed photo out into the public so that they can see more states' eyes on it, more people's eyes on it, the more likely chance that Timothy can be reunited with his dad. And thank you so very much with all of my heart for your continued support and your likes and your shares and your comments and watching my videos. I cannot thank you enough, and I just want you to know that I am extremely, extremely grateful. I hope y'all have an amazing weekend and get out. If it's warm there, get outside. If it's nice, get outside. If you live in a cold environment, I'm sorry, still try to get outside, just bundle up. And I will see y'all in Tuesday's video. Thank you again so much for watching. I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a great day. Be safe. Bye, y'all.